Good morning, folks. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be doing some fishing today. It is early August here in Maryland, but it doesn't really feel like it. We've been having a little span of cooler weather. It's about 65 degrees right now. Of course, it's a little cooler where I'm at because I'm down by the water. Usually, you know, early August is really hot. You call them the dog days of summer, but we've been enjoying some cooler weather with highs in the upper 70s, low 80s. I've really been enjoying it. I know the fish have been enjoying it. I figured I'd get up this morning and do something that I used to do a lot when I was younger, kind of bring me back to my roots, which is going to be jigging piers, specifically the pylons on the piers for white perch. I got to get my rods rigged up right now. I'm going to go with double twisty setup, or a double jig setup, and then also probably put on a little spinner to throw around the rocks. I will show you guys how to catch these fish because, you know, a lot of people when they go out to fishing piers, they always think got to go down to the end, cast out a bottom rig. It's not the case. You can catch a lot of fish by just jigging the pylons, staying away from the crowds. So I'm taking two jig heads, about a 1/16 size, and I'm going to tie them about, I don't know, probably 8 to 10 inches apart on my line. I've got an assortment of small jigs and other stuff that I can put on them, but twisty tails tend to work best. The perch really like any variation of chartreuse, pink, white, bright colors, stuff like that. So I'm just going to tie a little cinch knot here, tighten it down, and when you really tighten it, you want to make sure to wet that line, that way it doesn't kink up. Cinch that down nice and tight. Go ahead and tie the second one on. You can do the same thing, just tie the same knot, or you can tie a Palomar knot at the end, but it really doesn't matter. And then we're left with this rig right here. So I got both my jigs tied about, I don't know, like I said, 8 to 10 inches apart. And then I'm gonna go to my box with my rubber jig and pick out something with curly tails. You can do marabou jigs too, just tie them straight to the line. Those work really well. Anything with like that little bit of hair works good. I'm gonna put these two twisty tails on my jig. So I'm gonna put the white one on my chartreuse head and the chartreuse one on my white head. So just a little mix and match here. This is what the final rig's gonna look like. Just my jig heads and my twisty tails, tied about 10 inches apart. And then we're good to go with that. There has been some small puppy drum in the shallows hanging out with the perch. So do have a chance at one of those. All right, I'm all rigged up now. Let's go catch some fish. So I'm gonna bring both my rods. Got my bucket because I definitely want to keep some perch to eat if I can catch them. Like I said, I grew up doing this all throughout my childhood, and I still try to do it as much as I can. But I remember my dad taking us down here and teaching us how to perch jig per se, and all that consists of is doing this double twisty rig, or you can do a single jig head, just something small that the perch like, and jigging along these pylons, because in the summertime the perch like to sit along them because small bait fish, crabs, grass shrimp will sit along it, and we would just come down and have a blast catching some perch. Meanwhile, you know, everybody else that's fishing at the end of the pier, we're down here jigging these pylons and doing pretty good. So we usually start at the beginning of the pier, work our way down. Sometimes the perch are in shallow, sometimes they're down at the end of the pier a little bit deeper. Just kind of depends. Just kind of take your jig head, toss it back, and you're just going to jig it around these pylons. Just kind of work it around the pylons like this. Sometimes they're on one side of the pier. You can also fish the other side where you'll notice there's a little bit of shade. So sometimes the fish like to sit right in that shade, ambush any bait that's being swept by them. There he is. There he is. Hit it on the drop, started running out with it. Oh no, oh, it's a little puppy drum. That is so cool. That is exactly what I said, guys. I said there's been some puppy drum around. Oh man, that is cool. Check out that fish. It's just a little guy, but man, they're fun to catch. Really, really cool bycatch for the Middle Bay. Check out that puppy drum, guys. Just a single spot tail on them. That is a pretty cool fish. Really, really gorgeous. These guys fight hard for their size. He shot off with my bait, so there might be a few others in here. They are a fun catch. So just like that, the double twisty rig works pretty well. So not the target species, but I will have fun catching these little pups all day. There's a fish. What is this? That looked like a spot almost. Oh my gosh. There seems to be some fish on these little pylons here. And sometimes what's weird is you'll go through and you'll jig like 5 or 6 pylons and there'll be nothing on them. And then you'll get to one and there's a stack of fish on them. It just kind of depends. You kind of got to search the pylons, kind of try and find where the fish are hanging. All right, so I've fished, you know, these pylons all the way from the bank up to here, and I've caught that puppy drum, had another hit, but as you can see, I've got this whole pier to fish. I'm gonna keep working down, keep trying to find where these fish are hanging out, but that's a pretty cool start. There he is. Oh, what is that? It's got to be a spot or something small, man. Now, all you need when you're fishing for perch is a micro light or ultralight setup. This is actually a Crappie Max rod and reel combo, but it works great for perch as well. So I've got it rigged up with 4-pound test, and that's plenty to handle these perch. You don't need to go with anything too crazy. One thing I have noticed is that all of my hits have come on the left side of the pier. There he is. That looks like a puppy drum. That's fighting like a puppy drum. That is a puppy drum. Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. Another pup. Man, where are the perch at? These puppy drum are moving into my spots. That is so cool though. Little puppy drum. Just a single spot tail. Cool. Man, I was not expecting to catch these guys today, but I'm not complaining whatsoever. Like I said before, they're too small, and they're gonna be going back. And he shot right back down to that pylon. Looks like we got a NRP or police boat pulling up on me. Not exactly sure what that's about. How's it going?
Was there a guy in the water around here?
So at that pier over there, about, I don't know, 30 minutes ago, there was a gentleman who had been screaming for, I don't know, 45 minutes.
Okay.
And last I talked to a resident of the neighborhood, there was like a couple cop cars down there.
Oh, they're down there now?
Yeah, at that pier. It sounded like he was along the bulkhead just before the pier.
Okay.
So the screaming has stopped. I don't know what exactly is going on. I don't know if he was injured or having something going on or what. But yeah, there was a guy down on that end. Yep. Yeah, guys, so that was kind of crazy. There was a guy earlier this morning screaming his head off down there. It sounded like he was hurt. He was, you know, cussing and saying stuff that didn't make sense, and I couldn't see him. He wasn't on that pier. It sounded like he was along the rock jetty over there. And I was talking to a gentleman who was down here earlier who said that guy's been screaming like that for like 30 to 45 minutes. So I didn't really pay any attention to it. It sounded like the situation was being handled. There was a few cops that pulled up on scene, and the screaming has since stopped. So I don't know if that dude was having a mental episode, he was whacked out on drugs, or if he fell in the water and got injured. He was only in about, you know, it's only about 3 feet deep here, and the guy was just sitting. So maybe he was getting stung by jellyfish and was freaking out, but I don't really know what was going on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Another puppy drum. Wow, these guys fight so hard. He freaking slammed it. That's the biggest one of the day too. That is so freaking cool, guys. Gosh, I was not expecting to catch these puppy drum today, but man, they're cool. That's my third one. Really, really cool. Gosh, I'd love to see some bigger guys show up. He's going back. Guys, also, if you're gonna come down to a fishing pier, make sure to pick up your trash. So don't leave beer bottles. It's not a good look for fishermen. I'm gonna put this in my bucket. Make sure to take it out of here, because that's one of the problems in the fishing community. It seems like is a lot of public locations, or just fishing locations in general, even if they're private, like this community pier. People just leave their trash. Like, come on guys, pick it up. There's a fish. What is it? Something nice. Something nicer. Oh, it's a better drum. Just broke me. Gosh. Oh no, there's a pylon down there that's underwater. He just broke me on it. Oh, it was probably about a 15-incher. Definitely better fish. Gosh, dang it. That's that better drum I was looking for. All right, we're gonna try jigging this spinner, and then I'm gonna go re-rig. But this might catch a fish, might not, we'll see. And it's gonna probably be in my best interest to go rig up with the double twisty rig, just because that's what these fish have been hitting. And I can't really finesse fish this little spinner as well as I can with the double twisty. Oh my God. Oh my God. Nicer drum. Nicer drum just came up. I just re-rigged and I've got my double twisty rig again. I've got a white jig head on top, chartreuse jig head on the bottom. Chartreuse is paired with a little white twisty, and I'm running short on twisty tails, but I've got an orange and chartreuse one right here. So we're gonna see if I can pluck this drum without him breaking me off again. And he just hit it. He's got it. He's got it. Okay, I got him in open water. This is not the big one that broke me. Oh no, is this a perch? Oh, it's a perch. It's a nice perch. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna walk him down, flip him up. Oh, I'm not gonna flip him because I don't want to break. I'm gonna walk him down and flip him up. Oh, it's a big perch. Nice. That's what I'm after. That is what I'm after right there. I'm gonna keep him. Sweet. Brady came down to join me. He's scooping some crabs off the pilings. But we're gonna see if we can catch this drum. It is crazy, the puppy drum. They'll hit and just run as soon as they hit it. Oh, here we go.
Got one?
Yeah.
Puppy drum?
I don't know. No, I think it's a perch. No, it's the nice puppy drum.
Ooh.
It's the nicer one. It's not as big as the one that broke me. But that's, I think, the one that came up and hit it. Oh! Pop, yeah. What was that, about a 14?
13, 14, yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys, well, that is going to be a wrap for today's video. Just wanted to come down, get back to my roots, show you guys how you can easily catch fish if you live near a dock. Honestly, any community pier should hold fish. If you have access to a marina, you can come down, jig pylons, you'll usually catch some fish. Didn't catch as many perch as I would have liked to, but like I said before, it's been a weird year for them. There's good numbers of them around, but they're not in their normal places, so I have to try and locate some of those later. But I have had a lot of fun catching these little puppy drum, and looking forward to fishing for them through the month of August and into the fall. They should stick around for a while, so definitely happy to see them around. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for our next fishing adventure. But until then, guys, we'll see ya.